Okay, we're back, and I see some sign of Marcus Pollard there. Kelly, you guys were teammates. I'm going to let you do all the honors and the intros, and then I'll clean up whatever mess you cause. Have at it. Go.
Marcus Pollard, obviously my teammate in the Indianapolis coach with the Indianapolis Colts. He went on to Detroit, and I think you went to New England. Did you not,
Yeah,
Marcus?
I had a pit stop in Seattle before that.
Oh, pit stop in Seattle. That's correct. And now he is now you're the player development liaison for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Correct.
which is a hated rivalry here in Tennessee right now. Kind of spanked the Titans around last year. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, man. You know, we got this residual effects of this Hurricane Ida, I think is it.
Idalia.
Yeah, you always help me like that, Kelly. So ain't nothing changed. So we on the back end of the storm that's passing through. So just getting through that, but we're doing good down here.
I got you. Do you like my shirt, son?
Son, it's amazing, son.
Hey, they love when I do.
Son.
They love when I do the Lou Holtz stuff, and then when I do Tom Moore, give me a Tom Moore quote.
I can do Tom better than you.
So how's the family, man? Everybody good?
How long did you work on Holtz?
Son, it takes not a lot of time to do Lou Holtz, son. You just have to talk like this, son, and you can figure things out.
Son, that's just how it is. Me and Marcus used to talk like that all the time. We love watching Sling Blade too.
So we did watch like Sling Blade, son.
How's your family, man? Everybody good?
Everybody's doing great. We're going up this weekend to see Micah. He's sophomore year at Michigan, and they open with East Carolina.
How's Jimmy doing, and how's Bradford Banna doing? They good?
Yeah, you know, Bradford, he decided he was going to go a different direction this year, so he's not back.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, he didn't go back to Michigan. Jim is doing great. Jim is Jim. You know, he's probably a little bit upset about the way, you know, things happen, missing those first 3 games, but I think they'll be fine. Good team, great defense, really good offense, really good players coming back off of last year's run in the BCS playoffs. And so a lot of positive things happen in Michigan. So I think that's going to keep him sane until he gets back.
How about Micah? What's his prospects? How's he looking? What is he going to get some playing time? Just be on special teams, or?
Yeah, he's doing really well. He's right now 4th on the depth chart, playing inside linebacker. People keep asking me, why did he play tight end? I don't know. He enjoyed hitting his whole life. He didn't want to get hit, so he played defense. But he's doing great. He's going to be in rotation. He's probably going to start on kickoff and punt. But very optimistic about the season. He's loving his position coach, loving the system, loving being at Michigan. Amani's got family there, which helps. Uncle Braylon played there. Braylon Edwards played there. So he's got a lot of things going for him at Michigan.
So I was telling these guys the other day. Let's talk a little bit about you. People don't really know your route, and you know our days of playing are obviously over. So nobody even thinks about it anymore. But just tell everybody your route to the National Football League, because I was telling George and Billy, the guys on here with me, that you didn't even play football in college. There you go with your boy. Hey, you're looking good too, man. I like that. You're showing a little stuff right there. I like it, dude. You're showing you got your chest picked out a little bit. But just tell everybody that you played college basketball, and then how did your road lead to the NFL?
Yeah, I'll give you the short, condensed version. I'm gonna put it into a movie and a book one day. But so I started out at Bradley University, basketball player. And didn't really have any serious prospects about going overseas and playing basketball. I really didn't want to take that route either. And then a guy named Joe Napoli knew a scout with the Colts who was an area scout in Chicago, and reached out to him and told him I got a guy that's a tweener. He's been playing basketball the last 4 years, but he was a pretty high prospect when he was playing high school football. I had some offers from Auburn, Alabama, and the like to play basketball. Play football at high school, but my mom was afraid I was going to get hurt, so I chose basketball. So then when I got an opportunity to go work out for the Colts, I remember going in, and Dave Hammer, if you remember Dave Hammer.
Oh, Dave gave
me a ride down to the hospital for physicals. You know, everybody has to take a physical. He said, "Hey man, how you doing? What's your name?" I said, "Marcus Pollard." "What position you play?" I said, "Bro, I don't know. Tight end or linebacker. I don't know what I'll be playing." And so later, funny story, Hammer said, when I told him that, he's like, "Man, what the Sam Hill are we doing? We don't got a guy taking the workout. We don't even know what position he playing. We're scraping the bottom of the barrel." So that was the kind of funny story. But then after that, to go to Indy and to have my position coach, Tom Batter. Tom Batter would take me out on the field my first day in the building and went out on the indoor, and we just did 5-yard routes, cutting in and out, working on footwork, right hand, left handed stance. And so I was really green when it came to playing football professionally. There were a lot of things I had to learn, but I think along the way I've really had some great help. Kelly and the like, Tom Moore, Peyton, Charles Arbuckle, Jason Belzer. And so I've been very blessed to have a guy that was so green and playing college basketball to turn into an okay football player in the professional football league. So I was just very blessed athletically. I had skill set to run, catch, jump. And, playing basketball kind of taught me to run away from man to man or how to find zones. And so that kind of helped, but it still was different in playing football. But again, very fortunate, very blessed to be coming along at the time that I did, because they were making the transition from tight ends that were 6'6", 280 pounds to guys that were 6'4", 6'5", that can run. And I was very fortunate to come in on the front end of that.
Gotcha. So, obviously, being in Tennessee, Peyton played college football here. People want to know, they love hearing stories about Peyton. So, what was it like to play for Peyton? Just tell everybody, fans that love Peyton, what was it like playing with him?
I oftentimes people say, "How was it like playing with Peyton?" I said, "You go ask Peyton, how was it playing with me?"
That's what Marvin used to say.
Right. So, but for people listening, man, Peyton's a great dude, very hard worker, very dedicated to the craft, great leader. I think sometimes because he was so determined to be successful and win, he could rub people, but I appreciated it because he knew what he wanted from day one. I remember him telling Derek Holmes, that just came from Green Bay, and Derek did something wrong in the huddle. I mean, on the play, so they came back to the huddle the next play, and Derek tried to explain to Peyton what he did, and my coach told me that I need to do it that way. Peyton told him, "I don't care what your coach told you. If it's Easter, you better hunt eggs." And so from that day forward, the dude was just on a mission to be successful and win championships. And to me, his legacy has been based around how hard he worked, how thoughtful he is about the game, and being determined as he was to, even as a young player, to know what he wanted and win Super Bowls.
Gotcha. So we've got, and I don't know. Well, George knows this because I've told him, but I think we've got Rob Gronkowski coming to town. He's going to speak at the Boys and Girls Club. But I know you went to New England, and I know you came from kind of the Tony Dungy deal. How different was it? I'm gonna put you on the spot, dog.
I know you
How
are.
different was it going from Indianapolis and going to a Bill Belichick, do your job type mentality in New England?
Yeah, I'm certain you put me on the spot because I've shared this story with you several times.
You
It
can
was,
dodge it.
huh?
You can dodge it if you want.
Yeah, I'll answer it politically as I can. It was a nightmare for me. Going from Tony and his way of doing things, and courteous, and man of God. Not saying that Bill Belichick isn't, but he has some demon tendencies. Um, and so it was just night and day, because Tony was very respectful, cared about the players. Um, he would speak to you as he passed by. I just felt like the sun was shining every day in the building, and the culture was that way, playing for Coach Dungy. But then when I got to New England for that cup of coffee that I had there, it just felt like I was in a rain cloud every day. I called my wife in tears, like, why am I here? Why am I still playing? This is not what I'm used to. Bill Belichick was about a book, no laughing, no smiling, no enjoying the game. He walked by you in the hall and wouldn't speak, but that was just his way. And, it worked, for that culture, it worked for them. Had I started out there, it probably would have been a lot easier for me to manage having that sort of a culture. But coming from Tony and the way he ran things, and to go to that, it just felt weird to me and different, and not expecting that with all the success they had.
George, I know you want to ask some questions, but I am gonna say this. We were in a meeting one day with Tom. It was all the quarterbacks, and Bruce Arians was in there, and Tom Moore, and Marcus had done something on the field, and Tom Moore goes, "Boy, right there, he loves life." And that's kind of how Marcus was. I mean, he did, and that's kind of what he's talking about right now. You know, it felt like a rain cloud. I mean, he was always saying, and he says that about Rob Gronkowski. You know, I've talked to him last year, and he was talking about Rob, talking about that boy right there loves life. He's like Marcus; he loves life. So you got to love that, and that's what the game's about. So George, shoot away, man.
Well, Marcus, first of all, you got to know that I know a little something about the Bradley Braves. My Memphis State team played them, and Hersey Hawkins lit us up for a cool 49.
I can believe it. The Hawk he averaged 36 a game. So you know how he might have had an off game, so he got more against you guys, but he averaged 36 coming out. That's insane.
He was one heck of a player.
Yes, he was.
So, okay, you brought it up, the storm cloud thing. Is that why Brady left?
I don't know. I don't know why Tom left. I know Tom's a heck of a player, and to have played with two of the greatest to ever do it, Tom and Peyton are very similar when it comes to the details and how to play the game and having fun while you're playing, but also doing your job. If you're not doing your job, they're going to let you know. And to me, I have to respect the guy that's going to get so much of the pressure put on him on every side, win or lose, interception or not. He's going to get the brunt of that. So to have a guy that understands the magnitude of having teammates to do their jobs, not just so he can look great, but so our team can have success. And Tom and Peyton are epitome of that.
At the end of their careers, it seemed kind of lovey-dovey. But before that, I always got the feeling they hated each other. True or false?
I'd say false. I'd say false because I think, with guys who are as competitive as they are, they could be perceived that they hate each other, but they both wanted to win. And so if they played each other, it's like, I'm kicking your butt. No, I'm kicking your butt. And so that competitiveness probably came out more than anything. But I'd say those guys have been really good friends from the time they met.
I want to get your thoughts here. We get asked this question a lot. Have the Titans done enough in the offseason to get to the Jaguars level? Because by the end of last year, it was apparent that Jacksonville was better and at times considerably better. That picture right there of Trevor Lawrence is what worries me. Marcus, I'm convinced he has only scratched the surface of how good he's going to be. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, I'll take the first part of that first. I think the NFL is so much parity. And I have to give my hats off to a former teammate, Rand Carthon's new general manager there, and having played against Mike and seen him in action as a head coach for the Titans, he does a phenomenal job. He'll take, like Belichick does a lot, with less and find a way to win. And so with a team that scrappy and that well coached and that well led with their general manager and Rand Carthon, I had to count anybody out because they're so talented that way. Even though it may not look like it on paper, Mike's going to find a way to get the best and the most out of that team. Trevor Lawrence is a phenom. And when I tell you this guy is God made him to do one thing, very similar to Peyton, but different than Peyton. Trevor isn't so in your face about doing things the right way, not so much about, hey, it's my way or the highway kind of attitude. And sometimes I wish he had a little bit more of that in him. But his way is this new modern way of playing football. And if you have a lot of teammates now being on this side of coaching and understanding the nuances that come along with it, Trevor's done an exceptional job of learning guys' personalities and how to go and talk to them. Back in the day when we played, you were just told to do it by the coaches or whoever was in charge, and you did it. Nowadays, this modern day athlete, you have to tell them the why. And I think Trevor's done a really good job of accepting his role as leader and finding a way to connect with these guys and finding a way to lead his own way. As you said, I think we're just scratching the surface of what Trevor Lawrence will become here in the next few years.
Marcus, if I had run into you early in the third quarter of the playoff game against the Chargers, did you see it coming? Could you feel it at all?
No, if I saw that coming. I was actually at halftime. I went into my office to do some things, and their counterpart to me was in my office, came by my office, and Arthur Hightower says, "Man, we're going to lose this game." I said, "Art, what are you talking about, bro? Up 27-0. What are you talking about?" He said, "Man, we're gonna lose this game, y'all." I said, "Art, bro, you smoking dope, man. Good dope." And nevertheless, here comes the game. We come out. Trevor Lawrence plays out of his mind. The team plays great, get turnovers, and somehow find a way to beat the Chargers in such a lopsided game in the first half. And to me, it speaks to Trevor Lawrence's resiliency to throw interceptions and to put the team down like that, but at the same time, find a way to put the team on his back and find a way to have success. I think it's going to bode great for him here in the future if he can remember that being down and that determination he had to get back on top and get back in that game.
Tell me this. You brought up Rand Carthon earlier. He got a huge vote of confidence when he first got hired from Jeff Fisher. And I've got a lot of respect there because if Jeff says it, I know he means it. Talk to me about what you think will be his best qualities here as a GM.
Yeah, I think, Ryan, having played the game at a professional level, and not saying guys who's never played it can't do it, but I think having played the game for as long as he did and went really right into scouting and some of the general managers and organizations he's worked for, he's going to take, just like he did in football, going to take all those things and be very successful. He's smart. He's intelligent. And I think he understands this new modern-day athlete that I was talking about earlier.
Okay, you're a terrific interview, and you've pulled no punches so far, but I need this answer to this question.
Yes.
Did you ever want to slug Kelly?
Never. I knew you were going to say that.
Why did you know that? Why would you have thought that?
Because you said, I got one question, and I want you to be honest. I knew it was going to be something about Kelly. When I tell you this dude, Kelly Holcomb, is probably one of 3 people that I talk to on a regular basis in my 14 years of all my teammates, all time. Kelly Holcomb is one of the closest friends I have in life. Great family. He's a great leader, competitive sucker like none other. Hates losing. To me, you have to have that to play the position that he played. Kelly and I hooked up. Our first time was a 2-point conversion in a game for his first score. He took over for Peyton, and then he got Wally pipped after that. So, but it's been
a Wally Pip reference. I love it.
It's great, MP. Hey, I got one more question, man. What makes Doug Peterson so different? MP.
I'm so glad you brought him up. Again, I think him, having played for 14 years and experiencing coaching under Andy Reid and then taking his time in Philly, I think Coach has learned a lot along the way. I think so much of this guy is that every coach, before they become a head coach, should take a class for how to be a head coach from Doug Peterson, because he does a great job with the players. He finds a way to let them have fun, but at the same time holds them accountable. He finds a way to get the maximum out of them without them feeling like they're being ran in the ground, like practice, pads. He finds a way to put the onus on them. If we take the pads off, you got to give me maximum effort, and we got to find a way to be successful and win games. If you want to do it, we'll do it. But if you don't, we're going to put the pads on. And so to me, having that sort of camaraderie and conversation with the players and putting the onus on them to do what's right, I can't say enough about Coach Peterson and what he's achieved here in such a short time, especially coming off the heels of another situation that we had here in Jacksonville.
Boy, we don't need to go there, do we?
No, we don't.
All I can say is this, Kelly. I knew when he smiled when I brought up Hersey Hawkins, I knew we were going to have fun.
Hey, Marcus was talented, man. He was very reliable, very athletic too. I mean, plus the dude. I mean, I don't know if you can tell it right now. He looks like he
still play. Nice. Kelly, you get the goodbye honors.
I appreciate it, man. Tell the fam I said what's up. Tell my girl Eris I said hello.
I definitely will. It's been a pleasure being on. You do the same for me. G, it was nice meeting you. Great interview, great show. And I'd love to be on anytime you'll have me.
Hersey.
Love you, MP. See you, buddy.
Thank you.